All right, everyone, we are back with another edition of the Fresh Takes podcast with Russo and Felice. I, of course, am Paul Russo, the Russo portion of Russo and Felice. Across from me is the Felice version. Wow. The Felice counterpart here. I'm Russo and Felice, the legend himself, Nick Felice. Nick, how you doing today, bud?
It's all right, Paul. You're getting excited for 4th of July. It's all right if you make some mistakes. I, on the other hand, I am recovering. Recovering as a diehard Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Can you really, just before we get into the show, can you burn someone's jersey who never even played on the team?
I don't think you can.
I think in this case we can. But, Paul, not in the mood.
How's that even possible? Like, are you buying, like, this for instance? I'm just doing it because it's like, so are you going out, purchasing a Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors jersey and burning that?
Paul, you'd be surprised how many Kevin Durant Knicks jerseys there are out in the world right now.
Man, you guys are a really weird and sad fan base.
Yeah. Moving on. But moving on to this topic.
Yeah, so obviously, we've already alluded to it. NBA free agency. Man, it was wild. It was crazy. It was an interesting.
It was stupid.
Yeah, for you, I guess, you know.
Even your Heat got a player. I don't want to jump into it too soon. Even your Heat.
We're back, baby. Crank the pit bull.
Who's on the Heat?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, him. They just
Goran Dragic.
He's going.
I can tell you who's not on the Heat anymore. Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah.
Anyway. We'll discuss a little bit of the Women's World Cup, specifically, of course, our women's national team. Big win today. We'll discuss that a little bit. The MLB All-Star Game. We need to make it great again. We'll discuss. We'll discuss kind of our thoughts on, going. Maybe it should mean something again. Who knows? But we'll discuss a little bit, I guess, of other stuff there, and then, of course, our final fresh take. For the podcast.
we gotta write that better. This is the final episode.
Whoa! What?
It says final fresh take. People, new viewers every time. If there are new viewers, they're thinking this is the end. It's the final fresh take.
What would be a better version of?
I don't know, but
we
don't have time right now.
Yeah.
Paul,
specifically not right now, because we need to get into our first topic. NBA free agency. Boy, was it a wild, wild Sunday. Things have obviously cooled off a little bit. Big signing today for Willie Cauley-Stein. But,
yep.
Obviously the main stuff occurred on Sunday. Wow. KD and Kyrie are heading to Brooklyn. And, DeAndre Jordan too, I guess. But, the two main guys, they're teaming up together. They're heading to Brooklyn. The wrong team in the wrong borough for a certain, large, loud fan base. We'll parlay it into also the Knicks pretty much, striking out in terms of the big names. They got decent role players, but, I wouldn't, certainly not.
That's why.
Not the big fish.
It says Knicks. Yeah, I know it's not the big fish, but it says Knicks strikeout. I think it should be Knicks ground out. They put the ball in play, but they didn't get the hit. Julius Randle's a nice addition, but he had more to say.
No, you can. I want this rant. Like, I've been.
Okay, well, it's just first off, I think you can maybe agree with me on this part. What is the point of 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Free agency time?
I don't get it.
Literally, Kemba signed the day before. I thought you're not even supposed to meet with anybody. And since when does 20 free agents sign without even meeting with a team? There is some tampering going on here. There are some early meetings. You're not supposed to meet until 6 o'clock on Sunday. There's something going on, and Adam Silver's just not doing anything about it. Sure, it's exciting to see all these names popping up at the same time, but what's going on? Why are these guys signing before 6 o'clock? What? I just don't get it. Now to Brooklyn. To Brooklyn. So they got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and trader DeAndre Jordan. I thought DeAndre was just I thought he was a good team player, wanted to help out the young guys. Turns out he did not like sitting the bench, and he wanted to go to the east side of the city. Kevin Durant. Forget DeAndre Jordan. We don't care about him. He's not going to help the team out. Honestly, the Nets, the 2019-2020 Nets, because Durant will be out all next season for the most part. Pretty much. He'll be out all next season. The 2019-2020 Nets, Paul, are they better than last year's Nets?
Next year's Nets better than this past year's Nets?
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they are. But are they that much better to be a finals team? I don't think so. I think Kyrie is a better player than D'Angelo Russell. Because they lost D'Angelo Russell, and now they have Kyrie. I think he's a better player. I don't think he's a 15-win increase player. I mean, D'Angelo Russell, and we saw Kyrie in Boston. He's not the greatest team player. He could blow up the team in this year without Durant playing. Who knows if he's even going to be on the team the year after when Durant comes back? Especially the Nets already. And I hate you hating on the Nets because I like the Nets. Your brother. Big Nets guy. I like to see the rivalry. I think the rivalry is back, even though the Knicks didn't get the big name. The rivalry is back.
What rivalry?
New York, Brooklyn.
Was there ever
Come on, stay focused here.
Was there ever a rivalry?
Oh, do you remember the first year they went to Brooklyn? That was nuts. Jason Kidd hitting the and 1-3 against the Nets in Brooklyn. Come on, that was a big game. No? All right. But the rivalry is back. Kyrie Irving, I don't think it's going to be that big of an increase over D'Angelo. So we're looking at a Nets team that had a good year and bounced in the playoffs. They were on the bubble. There's a really good chance they could be off the bubble next year. I mean, I don't know what they said. Charlotte went down. Detroit sucks. D-Rose. Miami, maybe if Jimmy Butler or something, they could pop up.
5-seed, baby.
Who knows? I think Brooklyn's going to be on the bubble. I think you still got the 4 top teams. You got the Sixers, you got the Celtics, you got the Bucks, and you got the Raptors. Whatever happens to Kawhi, Raptors will still be up there. They'll still be a good team. If they lose Kawhi, they'll go down with Indiana and those type of teams. But if they get Kawhi, obviously they'll be the top team. But I think they're on the bubble still with the team next year. I really do. Obviously, when they get Durant back, they'll be a top-of-the-line team. Next year, though. We're talking next year. Because Kyrie has to be the man next year. Kyrie, not a really good team player. If they go off the bubble and they start losing, Kyrie's going to get frustrated. I don't know. But enough about Kyrie. Let's get to the man of the entire free agency. Kevin Durant. Well, Kevin Durant. Here's what we're just going to start it with. Kevin Durant went to a city where 75% of NBA fans do not like him. Kevin Durant, when he plays twice a year, Kevin Durant will score 30 points, 15 boards, 10 assists, win the game over the Knicks, and he will get booed in his own stadium. Kevin Durant will. Because over half the place is Knicks fans. The whole city is Knicks fans. It will never be Brooklyn City. I don't care who they get. They'll get a couple bandwagoners popping in and out. But it will always be the New York Knicks City. It will. It will never be Brooklyn City. I don't care if they're the better team. Whatever. It will always be the Knicks. I mean, other than JC, who's a fan? Who's a fan of the team? Pat. Ooh. Andrew. Our friends. Anyway, I get he probably was getting frustrated with the media. Kevin Durant, Everyone was saying go to the Knicks. We traded Porzingis for you. Obviously, it had nothing to do with that. But, when did Kyrie become the man here? When did he become the man? It sounded like Kevin Durant. I don't know if the Knicks offered him the max or what. Because he actually didn't even take the max with the Brooklyn either. When did he start following Kyrie Irving? Who follows Kyrie Irving? Really? Really? You following Kyrie Irving? The only reason he won a championship is because of LeBron. He hit the big shot. But who got him to that shot? LeBron. I don't even like LeBron, but I'll say that. Kevin Durant, I think, is going to make a stupid decision going to Brooklyn. I know, I'm a Knicks fan. I'm saying that. But it's a stupid decision. Who knows if he even come back as the same player? Obviously, you say, you'll take a 75% Durant over most of the league. What if he's a 15% Durant? What if? I don't want to just hog the floor here, Paul. Do you think Durant will come back the same player?
No, he won't come back as the same player. I don't think anyone ever does from, an Achilles injury, but I would take an 80% Kevin Durant over 90% of people in this league. So, hey, if I'm Brooklyn, I'm excited. This year you're seeing improvement.
That's the biggest day in Brooklyn Nets history.
And then obviously next year, you become, legitimate Eastern Conference champion
100%.
So
100%.
If I'm the Nets, if I'm a Nets fan, if I'm a Nets player, I'm pretty damn excited about this. So
you just hope Kyrie doesn't get too frustrated if the team
does
not play well next year. Yes, a lot of people are going to pick them. They'll be a good team, but what if they don't play well? And Kyrie, he's injury prone. He's gotten injured, I think, almost every year. It feels like for a little bit. I don't know. The rest of free agency, it's just the NBA's always been like this. What if 2 or 3 guys stay with their team? Everyone has to go to a new team, switch things up where the money is. Nobody's ever loyal anymore in the NBA. Look at LeBron James. He's the best player in the league. He's been on. Durant, he's another great player in the league. They've been on 3 different teams. Doesn't anyone ever stay with the same team? It's all about the rings. And I get it. It is about the rings. But come on. Play with heart. Stay loyal, I should say. Stay loyal. Someone stay loyal. Only the real loyal guy was Carmelo Anthony. He wanted to be in New York.
Stop.
He wanted to be in New York. He's the only guy.
After completely decimating Denver.
Yes. That's Justin's name, Denver. But, I'm trying to... Julius Randle. At first, when I heard it, obviously I was upset. Because, I just got over the fact that we're not getting any of the big names. And here's the reason why we don't get the big names. James mother-freaking Dolan. Will he ever sell the team? Please. No one wants to play for him. I don't care. No one wants him as the man. He's the boss. He should shut up. When he went on Michael K's show on Yes Network and said, we're getting big names, that's when you should have known it was over. Should have known it was over there. But what was I saying?
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle's a good player. He's a good offensive player, I should say. Defensively, basketball IQ, I don't know. I hope Fizdale can figure him out. I know you're a big Fizdale guy.
Love Fizz.
I still don't know if he's a good coach. He did have a pretty bad record last year.
I should take that for data.
Yes, take that for data. The summer league team should be exciting. It is the Knicks.
Andrew White is on the Knicks summer team.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Really? I think it's Friday night, Zion versus RJ to kick off summer league for those teams. Should be interesting. Probably be the most watched summer league game. Really, I think free agency is exciting, but I just don't understand the 6 o'clock. Why 6 o'clock? There's definitely tampering involved. Look at Magic Johnson. leaves the Lakers. Now he's talking to Kawhi about the Lakers. I mean, before the 6 o'clock. And I've lost respect for Magic Johnson. You know, he's just he's dirt. He's dirt. You know, he's dirty. You know, he doesn't play by the rules. Lakers haven't signed anyone, but hey, on my Knicks. What have the Clippers done? The Clippers have done nothing. Huh, Paul? What are the Clippers? They getting Kawhi?
No, they re-signed Patrick Beverley.
Okay. There was rumors he would go to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Where do you think Kawhi's going? I think he's staying in Toronto.
I've had a gut feeling that he'll stay or go to the Clippers, but I don't know. I think the longer this pans out at this point, if I'm a Toronto fan, I get a little bit worried because this obviously means that, as if we know that he isn't like a thinker, that, you know, he doesn't take everything, you know, with weight and look at it. You know, it certainly looks like he might be heading back out west a little bit here at this point, whether it's the Lakers or the Clippers. So, yeah, I still think he ends up in Toronto, stays there, but man, I'd be worried at this point because it's taken
this long,
a little while here. So
he's like one of the last free agents too. Yeah. It's amazing how fast it goes.
Mm-hmm. Pat Riley's still got it though, baby.
No, what's the deal here? They gonna take? I hear the rumors are taking on John Wall and Bradley Beal.
Well, look, here's the deal. We don't have the cap to do it, but if there is a way, Pat Riley, the Godfather, will find it. Pat Riley still got it. We finessed Jimmy. Look, we finessed to get Jimmy Butler. We somehow got rid of Hassan's contract.
Yeah.
We can still trade away Kelly Olynyk. I'll miss the power board clinic, but it is what it is.
Now, if they get Bradley Beal and John Wall, can you argue that your Heat did better than your brother's Nets?
Yeah.
For at least next season.
Next season, yeah, obviously, but overall, long term, I don't think so. It's still Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
I know. What if he doesn't come back?
Who?
Durant.
Well, then, I mean, obviously the Nets got shafted a little bit. I mean...
Yeah. Are you happy for your brother? He's a Nets fan.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Andrew, you know. Good for them. You just hope it doesn't kind of backfire like it did in 2012.
Now, where do you see our other friend? Our other friend's name is Justin. Where do you see his Nuggets?
I see his Nuggets wherever he actually roots for a team next year.
Now, another friend of ours, this will be the last friend I shout out here. What about Jaren's Cavs?
So slight improvement. I think you get a healthy Kevin Love back, obviously. I mean, I don't see it being playoffs, but it's going to be an improvement.
All right. Do you like the way free agency was run this year?
No.
No.
I mean, why do we have to wait? Just let him go.
I know. This should happen right after the finals then.
Pretty much.
Or the draft, at least. But yeah, that's all I got to really say on it. I mean, really? I'm upset. You know, I had a little more anger this afternoon when I was talking about it, but I've gotten over it as a Knicks fan. We're going to move on. It's still our city. It's not Durant's city. You'll be surprised. More people in New York City care more about Mitchell Robinson than they do Durant. I don't care. You know, Durant is playing in a city where nobody likes him. Oh, not nobody, but majority don't even like him. It's not even a city. It's not even. It's Mitchell Robinson's city. Book it. All right.
I've got a lot of questions here. A lot of questions.
And save for another pod.
Yeah, we'll get to it later.
Mitchell Robinson City. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. I'm kind of flabbergasted at this point. Hold on.
Not the Red City.
I need a little bit of a bearing check here for me. Just okay. Mitchell Robinson and Kevin Durant on the same tier. Oh.
It's not his city.
I mean, he's no Giannis, but All right. So, as I said, we're going to discuss this. And if Nick, I know, saw the highlight before we went on air here.
I did not see the game.
Potential low light, depending upon the way I guess you want to look at it. I did see the end of this game while closing up at work today. But our women's national team, they're headed to the championship game of the FIFA Women's World Cup this year, to be played on Sunday at 11 a.m. here in America, if you're on the East Coast. They'll play the winner of the Netherlands and Sweden.
Sweden was from their group.
Yeah, so this was an interesting game. England scored first. America answered back. Second half.
USA scored first.
Yeah.
I watched the highlights.
Okay. I'm getting my minutes mixed up.
Yeah.
Either way, so it was a relatively quiet I'd say probably 40-ish minutes of soccer after the Alex Morgan none of my business though celebration.
She is the first woman to score a World Cup goal on her birthday.
Hey.
Fun fact. Back to you.
Is that per Elias Sports Bureau?
Sure.
Okay. And then, so the 80th minute, 81st, somewhere in that range rolls around, and we have what I didn't know they had in FIFA, in soccer, but we had video review go on of so England gets the ball, they're charging up field. I don't know much about soccer here, admittedly. I know enough from FIFA, the video games, to kind of help me out. But it was a really decent, small little cross lead pass. And first off, why this player for England wound up to charge the kick is a little bit beyond me. All you really knew was probably do a little tap that way, and it would have went in. But she tried.
She was holding down the square button.
She whiffed, but American defender clipped her on the way going by pretty much. And so we had a video review. Took a minute. Took a minute or so. By the end of it, we had the offsides initial ruling turned over to a penalty kick with a yellow card for England, and our goalie stoned the PK attempt, and we went on to win. A little bit of exciting stuff. Like I said, I don't know much about soccer. This was an exciting moment, or not that exciting, depending upon the way it actually ended up. But
like I did see the highlights. I did not see the game. I was in work. But there was also another moment at the 60th minute where England did score a goal to tie the game, but they called offsides and called it back. And then the penalty happened in the 80th minute, and then they stopped it, and they hung on for the win. Now, I could be wrong. Not 100% with my stats here on Women's World Cup, but I'm pretty sure in the last two World Cups, USA has not trailed. That's why I knew they were in the lead. They had not trailed since the two World Cups ago. And they're looking to make it back-to-back World Cup titles. Megan Rapinoe? Is that her name? Rapinoe. She did not score today, but she has been the heart and soul of the U.S. women's national team. Alex Morgan, the birthday girl. Happy birthday, Alex. She scored the go-ahead goal today in the first half. That turned out to be the difference maker. Carly Lloyd's been kind of quiet lately. That's my girl. She's been quiet lately, but she's a good player. You know, these players will be around. Megan Rapinoe will be her last World Cup, most likely. Like to see her go out there and win it. I mean, this is like men's basketball now with women's soccer. I don't know why we're good at women's soccer. Why are we so good at women's soccer?
I don't know.
I think it's just because we have some of the best women's athletes in the world. And they all can't play basketball, so send them over to soccer. If they can't play softball, send them over to soccer. But I like to see them win, obviously, America. I'd like to see them play Sweden. Sweden, I think it's the team that said she didn't. USA girls said something about Sweden, and she didn't even know who. And the Sweden girl said something. I don't even know who this is. Can't remember who they were talking about or who said it. But there's a rivalry there between Sweden and USA. They've already played a game. USA pulled it out by a goal. Obviously, they're not playing Finland. Is that who they beat 13-0? I think it was Finland.
No, it was not Finland. It was I forget who it was off the top of my head. I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Yeah. He's gonna look it up. We're gonna find out who they won 13-0. I know it was 13-0. It wasn't the Finland, but
Thailand.
I knew it was some land. Yes, Thailand. Yeah, they're not playing Thailand in the finals. They didn't move on. Obviously, Sweden did, and the U.S. But this would be. I've only been following women's soccer for the last 3 World Cups. This would be their third consecutive World Cup final. 3 World Cups ago, they lost in penalty kicks to Japan. Then they beat Japan. They blew them out last World Cup in the final. Carly Lloyd was going off early on, just kicking the ball. It was exciting. Everyone's an Alex Morgan fan. I am too. But Carly Lloyd needs to step up here in this final game on Sunday, whether it's the Netherlands or Sweden, like she did in last World Cup final. I think they can pull it out. Why not? They haven't trailed in a World Cup game in over 8 years, so let's do it, So the semifinals game is tomorrow at 3 o'clock. You can watch Netherlands and Sweden. Who will USA play come 11 a.m. on Sunday? I'm excited. Where's Hope Sall?
Who cares?
That was your girl. I know it was. Last World Cup, you said you liked Hope Sall.
I got another stat for you, Nick.
Okay.
So, after advancing from group play, the United States played Spain. Score 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
They go on to face France in the final 8. Score 2-1. Score today in the final 4, 2-1.
Wow.
Coincidence?
So
probably, but
2-1 final.
Yeah, look, it has the possibility of being that. So Sunday morning, pretty much, really, for the most of us still technically. Sunday brunch activity for you if you want to watch. 11 a.m. on, I believe it's Fox. I don't see why they would go to FS1 for it.
Yeah.
But Fox is weird like that with sports now, so you never know. But I'm pretty sure it's Fox. Sunday, 11 a.m., America. I'm going to guess that they'll be playing Sweden.
Yeah.
Sweden is my bet of who they'll face.
Talk about group of death.
Yeah. Facing off against old group match football.
I hate to say this on an American network in America.
Oh, boy.
A little bit of me roots for Sweden. I don't know. I want to root for the United States. It's like the basketball team. I want to see a team compete against them. I don't want to see them win by 50 points. But, I think if they lose this World Cup...
So you're rooting for Sweden, but not really rooting for Sweden.
I'm just saying, if Sweden beats the women's here and starts a nice little rivalry, winning the next World Cup would make it even more sweeter. Sweden.
Okay. I think I follow your lead.
It's like if USA wins, obviously I'm happy. If they lose, the next one will be better. That's what I'm saying. Star Spangled Banner.
So the second topic of the day also leaves me bamboozled with how you managed.
I'm going to try to do it all day.
You're really sticking the landings today.
That's my World Cup analysis. On to the next one.
All right, thanks, Alexi Lawless.
Yeah, no problem.
So, as many of you know, baseball is probably our favorite sports. I think it's safe to say.
Well, if you're a new viewer, then tell them right now.
Well, no, I'm a little bit of combo me and you.
Okay.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was on the screen.
You're on the screen. I see it. I see it over on the preview board for you.
I'm just professional. I don't need to look at that screen. I'm looking right at the camera.
Okay. So, but yeah, baseball's safe to say is our favorite sport. But the All-Star Game has been a bit of a
NBA All-Star like feel to it
lately. Yeah, sure, that's a decent way to put it. So, making the MLB All-Star Game great again. No, we are not selling merch with this brand idea, or are we?
We might be.
Either way. So, back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean, 3 years ago? The MLB All-Star Game meant something. It meant home field advantage for the league that ended up the team from the league that advanced to the World Series. So, say, as the example, the NL wins the All-Star Game, and the World Series happens to be the Pirates versus the Yankees. Well, the Pirates have home field for the series over the Yankees. I just lost my shoe. And
I like to see the stat.
Bless you.
I like to see the
You
stats.
good?
Yeah, I'm good. I like to see the stats on how the All-Star team winner did to the World Series. We don't have those stats, but I like to see how many times did the All-Star League win, and then they also won the World Series. But especially if it wins 7 games, I like to see that. But we don't have that. Back to you, Paul.
Well, no, I could probably try and make an attempt at it.
Oh, you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Well, I'll take a gander while you talk.
All right, yeah. So the All-Star Game used to mean something. It used to mean for home field advantage. So if you had the Pirates and then you had the... You already said that, but you got that. So, I, for one, am not a fan of it, but I am a fan of it. I love the idea of making the All-Star Game exciting and competitive because it was thrilling to watch. I really did. I liked that the teams were going for it. Like that one year, Russo didn't even play his own guy. And that own guy was Albert freaking Pujols. Didn't even play him. Because I think he might have been battling with something injury-wise. And he just didn't want to put him out there. He wanted the best, healthiest players in there to try to get home field. Because the managers of the All-Star Game are the guys that just lost in the World Series. So they're going to try to compete again for that World Series to get back. So they're really going to go out there and compete. And as time went on, you saw more and more teams going to bullpens. Everyone went with starters usually. But then you started bringing relief pitchers. That's why so many relief pitchers, I think they take on the All-Star team. Is to have them in the later innings when it meant something. Now it doesn't really mean anything. You just pitch the starters. I don't really care. But I think if you're going to make it mean something, that second part we haven't even talked about yet. They have this rule in MLB, every team must have an all-star from it. Here's the first thing about that. First thing about it, there probably is a good enough player on each team to be an all-star. But there's also the case where there's not. Because as a Pirates fan, they lost for 20 freaking years. They didn't deserve a player on the team. Nope. Evan Meek. No one knows who he is, but me, maybe Paul. But he didn't deserve to be all-star. He was a middle relief pitcher. Didn't deserve to be in it, but they had to get one, stole a spot. You see it all the time, people stealing spots, even though there are some players that deserve to be in it. But they're stealing spots. When it meant something, I don't think the rule of everyone having an all-star.
I couldn't find stats, by the way.
It's probably hard to find that. You have to really search for a while.
Yeah.
You have to look from each World Series to the All-Star Game and figure it out. Too much time. But I like the game being competitive. But I also do like the idea of every team getting an All-Star game. I wish the other All-Star games would do this when it doesn't matter. I like that it gets every team involved. You got a player in there. You're excited. I love both these ideas, but not at the same time. If it's going to mean something, have the best players in there to try to win. If it doesn't mean anything, have everyone in. That's what they have now. That's why I think it's all right now. But the juice of it is not there, Paul.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's not the same feeling. I liked when it was really competitive. And I like it all, but I don't like it all together. I like the feeling. It's weird because I love the feeling of the competitive game, and I like that everyone's in the game. But if it's competitive, they shouldn't be all in there. That's how I feel. I'm puzzled, flabbergasted. No, I don't use that word. Don't use the word there. Puzzled. I'm puzzled here, Paul. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make it great again. I can't help you. Paul.
Sorry, I'm busy typing with something right now.
Oh, yeah. I see that. I've been yelling your name for the last 5 minutes to try to jump in.
Well, look.
But I just don't know what to do.
Maybe we could do something. So I had a thought about this for a second, right? So I love the home run derby. I think the home run derby is the best part of the All-Star game, hands down. Chicks dig the long ball. Anyway, I think add a little bit more of a twist to this. I want to bring back. I'll get to the meeting something part of it after this. What if the league of the winner of the home run derby got home field for the All-Star game? Now, so like this year it's in Jacobs Field, but Josh Bell wins the home run derby. Congratulations, NL, you have home field for the All-Star game. I think that would add a nice little interesting spark to it. Yeah. Now, tack it on. I can understand why. I get why they don't want it to mean something, right? All-Star games in particular tend to be
fun.
Yeah, but for the MLB, it's a little bit like different now. Like NBA, you have captains now. NHL, they go by division, but they only play like 3-on-3 hockey. MLB, you're still pretty much playing like a legit game. Like It's just that it's.
Oh, they still try to go win.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I think they should, have the game have meaning again.
Especially with the 2 wild cards, everyone's in the hunt still.
Yeah, I mean for the most part at this point, everyone is still in the hunt. I mean, I said at the beginning of the year, the NL Central, everyone's still in contention. I mean. Back in the day when there was only 1 wild card, you get a lot of teams like the Pirates. I was a Pirates fan. Didn't care. You were? You are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the back when they were terrible.
Oh.
I didn't give a crap about home field advantage. We were never going to the World Series. We probably still won't. But I just didn't care that much. Now, when they got a little bit better, I cared about the All-Star game. Now they've taken it away. So, they've taken away our chance at home field. So now we have to actually have a better record.
Yeah.
And I get why they did that, because you're playing in 2 different leagues. You barely play the other league. I mean, it's hard to compare the best AL team to the best NL team and give a team who's playing a totally different league home field advantage over the other team. So that's why they made it the All-Star game. I see why they did that back in the day when they first put it in.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that. I like the home run derby. So you're saying for home
field in the All-Star game, too.
In the All-Star game.
Yeah. Now.
Not in the World Series.
By the way, I appreciate Chevrolet being the sponsor of the MVP of the game, but I'm not going to lie. If I'm a player, I don't want a freaking car. I want $1 million. I think that'd be a really good way to have players actually give care in the All-Star game. Sometimes they don't care. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, but a prime example of this would be a couple of years ago in Miami when Nelson Cruz took a picture with Joe West.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand that a little bit, but the idea of it is kind of whatever. If I'm a player, it's like the home run derby this year. There's a different feel to this home run derby with $1 million on the line.
Yep.
If you told me as a player in this All-Star game, hey, manager walks in, right? Hey guys, let's go out there, let's win. Oh yeah, one of you guys could be walking away with an additional $1 million if you play that good. If I'm a player, I'm gonna be damn, let's go do this. Let alone, especially if we were a player, specifically this year, for instance, if you're a player for, say, Baltimore or Kansas City, sure, technically you're not mathematically out yet, but you're not going to make the playoffs. You have no shot at the World Series. But you all know what you do have a shot of right now? $1 million extra bucks in your hand, right? Mm-hmm. I think you'd see a lot more players, actually, go out and care. They care, but actually go out in the All-Star game and actually perform at the levels that they would, say, in like game 162 where it's a win or go home scenario. Like, if I was told I had $1 million on the line, like, I'd 100% be in for that.
Now, the All-Star Game is car and the home run derby is $1 million?
Yes.
Now, how are they doing the home run derby this year? I remember last year, wasn't it just one American League player in it last year? Bregman? I remember looking at that. I think it was 7 National League players. They just picked the 8 guys that had home runs. But, yeah, I like that idea. I think, sure, why not? If it's a car, $1 million, I don't care. They might care, so give it to them. But, Paul,
Yeah.
second part of the question, what do you think?
So players from each team. I'm kind of with it because I feel like a lot of players kind of get overshadowed on these bad teams.
There usually is one All-Star.
So for instance, like for the most part, especially on the East Coast, where we'll get introduced to, for instance, Daniel Vogelbach of the Mariners this year, as I call him, the king of the slow pitch softball player.
Yep.
He's having a great year. This was a guy who was last year and the years before kind of a quad A player. And what I mean by that is he was pretty much on the shuttle from Seattle to AAA Tacoma and back again, at least, whatever. So, yeah, it's a good way, I think, for a lot of people who are having really great years to actually get the exposure and well-deserved things that they need. Same token, I feel like, you're taking away probably from other guys who do also deserve that from other teams. I feel like this may be probably the wrong example because I feel like he should be a starter. And even though he didn't make it, he got overshadowed by Mike Trout because it's, Mike Trout and people just will vote for Mike Trout. Like Austin Meadows, I think should be a starter over Mike Trout. And, I'm probably just, like, one of the faces in the crowd with that. But, it's kind of like an example of that. Like, hey, like, this guy's probably having a better year than this guy, even though he got voted as a starter.
I agree with that.
So,
Ex-Pirate, got to represent.
Was he technically an ex-Pirate? He did play a couple games last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it was tough to see him go.
So, but I like it. I guess I like it and don't like it at the same time, only because you get players the spotlight that they probably deserve at the same time. You're probably taking away from a guy who also deserves
like
it.
I said, I like it. It gets Seattle Mariners fans.
Yeah.
Like my brother watching it.
Yeah.
Just for their one guy.
Well, that's the thing, too, right? Is like you get the guys in and that gives you that fan base's, attention.
It's like a Sacramento Kings basketball fan.
Yeah.
They probably haven't watched an NBA All-Star Game in years because the Sacramento King hasn't made it in years. It's just like, come on. Give them one. Especially NBA, you can sub in so many people in and out. Just get someone from each team. I don't care if the team is 25 guys deep. Get someone in there. I like that part of it. Every team gets one. Even if they don't play or not, they're there. You can go to the game as a fan and you have a guy there to root for. That's my opinion, Paul.
Yeah, so we kind of, I feel like, have the same ideas, just kind of, maybe different ways of...
But if it means something, I want the best players out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing, right? Is like, if you're, like, in an all... Another prime example, I suppose, of like how bad the NBA All-Star Game is. In 2012, when Yao Ming was still getting voted a starter, like, come on.
Yeah.
He didn't play at that point for, like, 2 whole years. Like, stop. You're taking away a guy from, like, say, like, a player who deserved at the time, like Boogie Cousins. Like...
Yep.
So, yeah, I like I said, I think we both have kind of like the same view and same ideas kind of on how to make things better, go back to maybe the way things were.
Now, what are we doing next week? Are we just...
Wow, that's an awkward proposition because the All-Star Game will be going on during the podcast.
I might want to watch it.
Yeah, I know, Sam. We'll discuss that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because they moved to Monday, but then there's the home run derby. I actually want to watch that
because
more.
then 2 weeks later, I'm coming back from vacation, so we're in an awkward spot here.
We'll
July's
figure
a
it
weird
out.
month, yeah.
Because I actually would probably want to watch the home run derby more if I had to choose.
Oh, I'm all in for the home run. I'm always all in for the home run derby. Like I said, it's my favorite thing.
Yep.
So,
Figure it out.
for today's final fresh takes, Nick, I want to go first because I don't want to kill a good vibe, I guess.
Okay.
God, phrasing. Oh.
It's all right.
Oh, man. But so Nick will go last because it's definitely a much more fun and happy topic.
And it leads into the week. Yeah.
Man, so since we started doing this final fresh take thing, this will be my second one about someone who is
honoring
deceased. Though. It is an honor. Unfortunately, if you don't know, Tyler Skaggs passed away yesterday, Angels pitcher. Sort of wore the shirt a little bit inadvertently, but pretty cool nonetheless at the same time. Passed away yesterday at 27. Don't know the cause yet. Maybe that's for the better, in some of these ways. No foul play, suicide. They did have pretty much ruled out both. But this was a guy who was a little bit on the up and coming. Unfortunately, he was trapped on the West Coast a little bit. So many people out east, casual baseball fans, probably don't know about him too much. This was a guy drafted first round, pretty much by his hometown team. He grew up in Southern California. Grew up wishing to pitch in LA, got his wish via the Angels when they drafted him, went to Arizona for a little bit, back to the Angels, both via trades. Certainly a guy that, man, he was an infectious personality from everything that you've heard and read about. Guy that when he traveled, he would visit other cities' children's hospitals, pay the kids a visit there. Same thing, obviously, when he was back in Anaheim in LA. Recently married over this past off season. Like I said, an infectious personality. A guy that what I call a quintessential baseball player. Kind of, this happy-go-lucky guy, but when he got out on the field and for him on the mound, it was business is going, not take no prisoners type of business, but he was the guy that, hey, it's my mound, let's get down to it. So my final fresh take is, and it's weird because we've gotten to this age now where death phases us, but we're kind of numb to it in a way because we've been exposed to it for the most part at this point in our lives for the most of us. But whenever you get someone your age or in your age range, like for me, for instance, he was 27, I'm 25. He would have been a guy, for instance, that I played baseball with at some point in high school. So it's weird. It's kind of weird to like compartmentalize it a little bit. Kind of weird to think about, like, we've experienced this, locally with, friends and everything like that, unfortunately, and everything like that. And even from a distance, it feels weird, right? Like, nobody this young should be going. And so obviously thoughts and prayers go out to him, his family, friends, teammates, and everything like that. It's tragedy, no matter how you look at it.
I'll say it sucks. It's too young, too soon. Especially 27, you're coming right into the prime of your pitching career. And I remember Nick Adenhart about 10 years ago.
Yeah, the Angels have a really weird patch with that.
And he made his major league debut. I think he won that game and then got in a car accident by a drunk driver.
Yeah.
Died. Sucks to see. Sucks to hear. I guess he was a really good guy. He was pulling for Tommy La Stella to make the All-Star team. He made it, I think.
He was the guy who I'm sure if you are,
he's a preserver.
If you're enough of a baseball fan, you've probably seen at least the pictures of it. He was the guy who organized a lot of times now when teams go on road trips, they kind of have like theme trips. He planned the Texas themed road trip. This literally what would now be 36 hours ago for the Angels when they landed in Texas, wearing all the Cowboy stuff and everything like that.
Yeah, it's strange.
Bring up the Angels, though, they do have, unfortunately, this path of tragedy here in recent years. Obviously, Adenhart, it's been a decade now. Or the past, even year, Luis Valbuena, not a pitcher. He last played for the Angels in the major leagues, passed away in a car crash. Kid I went to college with, Aaron Cox, died, a former minor leaguer for the Angels. Go back a couple of years, Tommy Hansen, when he last pitched with the Angels, that was his last big league appearance. He passed away as well. So, unfortunately, this organization's kind of had
he was supposed to pitch on 4th of July, too.
Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, terrible no matter the way you look at it. So, like I said.
But he was an angel on the field. Now he's an angel in heaven.
Damn, son. Wow.
R.I.P.
Damn. All right, let's get back to some fun discussion here. Nick's final fresh take certainly is a fun one, I feel like, and probably the best way to do this. So, Nick, floor is yours.
Happy 4th of July. Actually, it's the 2nd of July. Sometimes you get people that ask you, when's the 4th of July? But no, it's this Thursday. But how are you going to spend it? How you want to spend your 4th of July? Paul, what do you usually do?
Well, normally it's not on like this middle of the week type day, so.
Yeah, but I always watch the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. They just had a 30 for 30 on Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut. Check that out on ESPN. I started watching it right before I got here. Haven't finished it. It came out tonight. That's what I usually do. Usually you go out and grill. Go out and grill. Do some fun activity. Get the cornhole going. Get the can jam. Just get outside. Get some brews in you. Have a good time. Looks like it's going to be very, very hot. It's going to be 90 degrees. It looks pretty good weather-wise. It's going to be a 4th to remember. If you have a pool, get out swimming. Have some fun. Call some friends and family over. Play some music. Just maybe get a morning run in. Get your day started off in the right way. If you like movies, watch a movie. Do something, just don't sit around. This is 4th of July. Everyone has it off for the most part, unless you worked at Sampson State Park, like I did last summer in the scorching heat. That sucked. I did get time and a half, yeah. But 4th of July, it's a great holiday. I put a top 5. I'll put a top 5 holiday.
Yeah.
Christmas. New Year's Eve, not New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving Eve, 4th of July, Groundhog's Day. No, I'm just kidding. Probably Thanksgiving. I'll probably go Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving Eve. No, unless your birthday counts. But anyway, back on the 4th of July. It's this Thursday, all day. Weather's going to be nice here in Seneca Falls. I don't know about all the other towns. If you're watching from out of state, I can't help you weather-wise. But here, it's going to be gorgeous. Eat a hot dog. Paul, I just got to end with this. Are you a ketchup or mustard on a hot dog?
You can be both, but I put ketchup usually on mine.
I usually go ketchup, but I've been getting into the both.
Okay, I'm with it. Yeah,
My grandpa, he says it's a sin if I put ketchup on a hot dog.
A lot of the OGs feel that way. So that takes us to the end of this edition of the Fresh Takes podcast. We hope, obviously, you have a safe and enjoyable 4th. Please don't blow off your fingers. I'm going to use this platform for a quick PSA, Nick.
Yeah. Fireworks, too. Yeah, definitely.
Vince's Park will not have fireworks. Will not on July 4th.
Where are the fireworks on Saturday?
Come to Canal Fest on Saturday night, 10 p.m. over Van Cleef Lake. It will be scenic. It will be beautiful. Bring your friends. Bring your family.
How's the weather look on Saturday?
Pretty good. So get on out.
When's the duck race?
Sunday.
That's right. Canal Fest this weekend. Get out there.
Get out, enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Come say hi to me while I work.
That's right. We should have hyped up Canal Fest.
So
we messed up. We're doing it right now. We got time. Canal Fest. Get out there. More Friday through Sunday.
Yeah, Friday night through Sunday.
They got rides?
They will have rides. Rides, food, music. Live music. 2 different stages going with live music.
Really?
So be interesting. Be
Where's
cool.
the second stage?
They have it on the bandstand, and I believe in between a couple of the stores down below Fall Street, down by the canal. So,
what's Reds doing? They giving out free beer?
Probably not free beer, no.
But they're giving out beer.
But they will be selling beer, as far as I know. So, anyway, Nick, we'll toss it to you. Who are you shouting out today?
Today?
Yes.
today.
You didn't have anybody shout out.
I forgot. I'll shout out this lady.
Whoa.
She probably won't watch. I don't know. I don't even know how to talk to her. I don't know. But my old teacher, Mrs. Keating, she retired last week.
I did not know that.
And I just found out. I never even got a chance to talk to her again since high school. I feel bad. She was one of my favorite teachers. I guess she just retired. I'm shouting out Mrs. Keating. Hope you're doing well.
Congrats on retirement.
I miss your free cookies you should give for everyone's birthday. She was good help for me through high school. And she's a great teacher. Enjoy retirement, Mrs. Keating.
Congrats on retirement. So, that in mind, obviously.
I just came up with that on the spot.
Nice. So, in mind, that takes us to the end of this edition of the Fresh Takes Podcast. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe to Finger Lakes One YouTube channel. Download the app. It's really great. That's how I get a lot of my news every day. So, as always, we thank you as always. We will catch you next time here on Finger Lakes One for the Fresh Takes Podcast.